Hello students, in this lecture we are going to talk about a completely new and refreshing topic. Students, now we are going to speak about the geographical aspects, that is, how do you study the maps and globes. You see students, first we will understand what is a map and what is a globe. Why are we talking about it? This is because this is something really relevant to our daily life also. For example, if you want to locate some continent, locate some river to go for tripping with your family, to go for a picnic or to carry on any other adventure, you need to locate that place first. So these maps and globes are there. They can help you to locate the place. They can help you to reach your destination. Lot of research is done on the making of maps, however. Students, hereby in this lecture, we are going to talk about the maps, an introduction to it, the globes and an introduction to it also. As I have just mentioned, these are the useful products used, you can say, on daily basis or at least the time when you want to locate something which you need to get there at. So students, when we talk about maps, how do you define maps? Student, map is a representation on a flat surface. It's a representation on a flat surface showing the physical features and man-made structures of Earth. So students, in simple language, this I have given you for your exam perspective, this definition of maps. But in simple language, if we want to understand, what is a map? Map actually give us a clear idea on a flat surface that how does the Earth look like. Map can be of a continent, map can be of a planet, map can also be depicting your city, your village, your town, etc. There are various types of it which we will understand in detail in the next lecture. However, because this is an introductory lecture, we will talk about the basic definition and its use. So when it's representing the Earth and you want to go from one place to another, for example, if you want to travel from Hyderabad to, let's say, to Jammu and Kashmir, you know there is a map which place you want to travel in Jammu and Kashmir, for example, Srinagar. So you know how to go there because you have the map. You have the routes mentioned, right student? So now we see that when we talk about maps, what is happening? The three-dimensional image of the Earth image of three-dimensional is getting converted into two-dimensional image. What is two-dimensional, students? Map is in the form of a plain sheet, in the form of a paper on which we draw the map. So three-dimensional, why? Because the Earth, as you see, is round, it's three-dimensional, it is spherical to be precise. That is getting converted into a two-dimensional in the form of a map, right? So with this map, why we are converting it into a map? Because you know students, our universe is vast, Earth is vast. To depict each and every location, places, it's not easy, right? So that's why you have to convert it into a map. You have to show those features in a different manner, so that different things can be covered, but not lot of spaces taken up. Map do that for you. Obviously, it cannot cover everything because it's too vast, but it can cover the important details and give you an idea of the physical features or the man-made structures present on the Earth. That is the role of map. Okay, it gives a depiction of the universe, gives a depiction of universe, right? Or you can say Earth also. It gives a clear idea of what the Earth is like. So it is on a flat paper that you are getting representation in the form of a 2D dimensional image. That is all you have to remember. Now student, this is as far as maps that we have studied. Obviously, we will take up their types, how are they divided and their significance in the next lecture. Right now, we are talking about the introduction to maps and the globes. So student, map known as the flat representation on the paper of the earth's structures and surface in a 2D dimensional image, right? How far globe, how we should define the globe now? Globe is doing the same task. Why? We see our earth is spherical in shape, right? So what we are seeing, our earth is flattened on the north side and the south side, and in middle it is rounded. So it has having a spherical shape. Now who is representing this earth? How do we know about the shape? You see, the globe actually represents the earth, right? It gives us a vague idea about the earth, right? Obviously globe cannot again represent everything because of limited space. Because of limited space, full locations of earth cannot be shown. Right, student? You know why? Because you can't show each and every detail. It's impossible. Because you know, you have seen a globe, you have seen a map. It's impossible to show every detail, but a representation, an idea of location, places, structures is given by globe. Now you see how the globe is, you know how earth is. Let's talk about earth. And its representation sort of is globe, right? Earth is moving on its own axis. So globe is provided, if you have seen. This is, if this we consider as a globe, here there is axis. Here we can call the axis of globe, right? Now this is, student, when we talk about globe, it is a spherical body. It is representing whom? The earth, right? Have you seen a globe? Go and see a globe. How does it look like? It is showing variety of things present on the earth, because globe is a mere representative. It shows earth in a 3D image, right? It shows earth in a 3D image. It cannot give a clear representation, as I have told you, because of limited space. Still, it tries to give us lot of ideas about location and places of earth. Now student, if this is a globe, or if this is the earth, how the earth is divided, let's talk about it. So you will have a basic idea about the earth with the help of a globe. So with the globe in your hand, you can understand that how the earth looks like and where are various places. You see, we have seen that we have divided, or it is considered that there is an imaginary line. Student, this is an imaginary line which divides the earth into two parts, the northern hemisphere, okay, this is northern hemisphere, and the southern hemisphere, right student? These are the two hemispheres that the earth is divided. Now what is this line called? This is called equator, which is at 0 degree. Whatever measurement is happening of the earth on the globe is in the degrees. So you have 0 degree here, right? Here it's 90 degrees, students. Here it's 90 degree. Now student, we are seeing that there is an imaginary line, which is called as the equator. Now students, if you suppose there is a sun here, and sun is giving the radiations, right? This is a sun and it is giving radiations. Now for example, when you move away from equator to the north, you will find that it is becoming a little cold, and from here if you move, it will become again cold. Why is this happening? Because sun is focused, if on this place, it will give majority of light in this area. Now what is this area? If I divide, and how earth is divided like, into this region, student, this region is known as the torrid region. Torrid means where you get lot of heat, right? This is an imaginary line dividing the earth into two. This region is called the heated region because you get direct sunlight. Now, as we move away, next to equator is another line which is known as Tropic of Cancer. And in the south there is another line known as Tropic of Capricorn. Right student? At what degree? I have told you all the measurements when we see on the globe is happening in the form of degree. This is 23.5 degree north. This is 23.5 degree south. When we move little ahead of Cancer, we see there is another zone, right? What is this zone? This is known as the Arctic and this is known as the Antarctic region. Right, student? So this is 66.5 degree here and this is 66.5 degree here, the temperature. Now students, as one is moving away from the equator, the coldness is increasing. Why? Because at the equator, in this region between Cancer and Capricorn, direct sunlight is coming, so it's hot. Now when the sunlight will move, let's say here, obviously it will not be direct and it will be in the form of a slanting line. It will be slanting. So no direct sunlight will be given. Right, student? So hence these areas are known as temperate zones. These are known as temperate zones. Now student, away from the temperate zone is the last zone. This is the zone. This is the North Pole. Okay, and this is the South Pole. These are known as the frigid, extreme cold region, the North and the South Pole. So this is how we have divided the earth and we understand it with the help of a globe. That is the importance of globe. You get a clear understanding of how is the earth working. Now students, you see, if you see this very feature, just to explain it to you, I'll tell you. How we have done is, this is equator, as I've already told you, dividing the earth into two. When we talk about globe, you can see these lines. These lines, as I've told you, are what? These are called latitudes. These are called latitudes, or you can call them parallel latitudes. Right? Because they are slanting here, so they are parallel latitudes. They give us information about exact location of a particular place. Right? Now, this is there. It's there in the northern hemisphere. It's there in the southern hemisphere. These are the latitudes. What are the longitudes, students? Longitudes are semi-spherical lines. These are semi-spherical lines. Okay? And they are of equal length. They are of equal length. The longitudes are of equal length. Right? This is the north, this is the south. All these lines, these are longitudes line. These are of what? I am telling you, equal length. The latitudes, however, which is these lines, the latitudes, however, are not of equal length. This is the difference between latitudes and longitudes. Latitudes, of course, are like this, and longitudes are north-south directions, semi-circular, right? Now, students, with longitudes, another thing I want to tell you. First of all, they are of equal distances. Whenever they meet at a north pole or you say south pole, they merge together here. Okay? So, all become zero here. Right? And they are of an equal length. But this is not the case with latitudes. They are not of equal length. Now, this is the distance. It's important to know the latitudes and longitudes, which are known as meridians of longitude or parallel latitudes. Term given to them. Why do you think it's important to understand longitudes and latitudes? Student, for the simple reason, if I want you to locate a small place, let's say Dhubri in Assam you want to locate, you will have that where it is present. Let's say 25 degree north, 90 degree east, longitude, 25 degree north, latitude. So this is how you get an idea about any place. Example, Dhubri. If you want to locate in Assam, how will you understand? If it is 25 degree north and it is 90 degree east longitude. And 25 degree north is what? Latitude. Why so? Because student, the latitude is dividing it into northern and southern hemisphere, and the longitude are dividing it into eastern, western or eastern hemisphere. Right, student? This is the longitude. So you get to know about this place, you have the measurement, you can directly locate wherever longitude and latitude are meeting. That point is Dhubri in Assam. Right, student? It is very clear. The meeting point of latitude and longitude will be the location you are looking for. Why? Because you have measurement. You have latitude measurement of 25 degree north, you have longitude measurement of 90 degree north, east. So you get, this is the reason you can easily locate the places. Now students, all over the world it was difficult because longitude, you see, they are of equal length. So how will a universal law related to them should be happening. So all the countries in the world decided that they will call one a universal longitude, which is known as the Greenwich longitude. Which is known as the Greenwich longitude. Right, student? Greenwich longitude. Okay, so how does it measure? It measures at 0 degree level. It measures in the west as 180 degree west, and it measures in the east as 180 degree east. This is a universal longitude, and all the distances are taken care by taking care the Greenwich meridian. Right, student? So this we have studied about the parallel latitude, and we have also studied about the meridian longitude. All these features, where are we seeing? We are seeing it in a map, and as well as the globe. Globe, you can say, is the actual representation of Earth to a major extent. Of course, it will not show everything for the simple reason. Why? Because the space is less and you cannot show the complete Earth or universe in that limited space. Still, it's try its level best to show the major areas of the Earth, major continents, rivers, etc. It also tells us how the Earth is divided and how various factors affect the Earth. Well, student, just to brief with you, in this lecture, we have studied the maps, definition, what a basic introduction. We have studied the Earth, and we have talked about its spherical shape, talked about globe basically, that was a second point. We have talked the way globe represents the Earth. Right, student? So, that calls an end to this lecture for today. See you for next lecture.